Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is a review of sorts, a closer look at Alice Feeney's Beautiful Ugly. So I finished this book just the other day, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. I gave it 5 stars all across the board on Goodreads. So the premise is author Grady Green is having the worst, best day of his life. He calls his wife Abby to share some exciting news as she is driving home. He hears Abby slam on the brakes when she sees something in the road ahead. Over Grady's protests, Abby gets out of the car. When he eventually finds her car by the cliff edge, the headlights are on, the driver's door is open, her phone is still there, but his wife has disappeared. A year later, Grady is still overcome with grief and desperate to know what happened to Abby. He can't sleep and he can't write. So he travels to a tiny, remote Scottish island to try to get his life back on track. And then he sees the impossible, a woman who looks exactly like his missing wife. Let me tell you, you will love these characters, hate these characters, love these characters again, and hate them again. That is the mark for me of good writing. And Alice Feeney does a tremendous job once again of turning the story completely on its head in the last third of the book. It made me, at the end of this book, I went back to the beginning and flipped through because I don't want to give any spoilers. It will make you do that. I'm going to read you, though, the tabs. See how much I annotated? I annotated a lot in this book. But let me read you the notes that I did in my book journal. So remember, I was able to print this on my HP Sprocket. So I started this book on December 19th. And I finished it on December 28th. Now, I usually read books a little bit faster than 9 days, but with Christmas and everything in there, and I was a little busy a lot of those days. So, my review and notes. I wrote, I was hooked from the first chapter. Yes, I was. The first chapter, I'm ready to go. It was so good. It set the scene, and you're like, OMG. I love Alice Feeney, and I have read all of her books but one. The only one I haven't read is Daisy Darker, and I do have that one, so I will be reading that. And I love that the chapters have titles instead of chapter 1, chapter 2. There's actual titles. Like the very first chapter, the title is Happily Married. Yeah, there are titles. And all of the titles, the words wind up being in that chapter in some way, shape, or form, so you realize why the chapter is titled the way that it is. What I also found interesting, and I don't know if there's a reason for it, I didn't search online to see, but if you look at the cover, the FUL and the LY are backwards. Well, the Y is always the same, but it's probably supposed to be backwards. But the FUL is backwards, and then the L is backwards. And I'm not sure why. Yeah, I probably should have researched that before. Now, this was a December Book of the Month pick. I am a Book of the Month club member. This book is actually not for sale until January 14th of 2025. If you want to buy it from Amazon, Barnes & Noble, those sorts of places. This was such a fantastic book. What I also loved is you can feel the letters on the cover and you can feel this. This has texture. It was so cool. The cover is amazing. Okay. This book kept me on the edge of my seat because many times I said, wait, what? What? Yes. Love books like that. We know that. And I said, the whole story is turned on its head. I love those kind of books. Mary Kubica is another author that will turn a story on its head and you're like, OMG, I got to go back to the beginning now. Okay, I wrote a little spoiler in this, but I want to show you, without showing you the spoiler, in this journal at the bottom, it gives you spaces to color in ratings from 1 to 5 for overall rating. I gave it a 5. Writing quality, gave it a 5. Alice Feeney is a fantastic author. I love all of her books. Characters, I gave it a 5 because you hate, you love, you hate, you love. And the different people, you feel like, oh, I hate him. Oh, I love her. Oh, now I hate her. Yeah. And then the plot rating, I gave that a 5. I thought it was a fantastic plot. I don't know how you write a book like this. I don't know. But what I noticed, and this is this journal, is that it bled through to the next page. See how you can kind of see it? And I was like, what can I do? So what I did was I went on Amazon and I purchased little colored star stickers like that, which you would use in grade school or whatever. And I'm going to use that to designate instead of coloring it in with pen. So going forward, it will not bleed into the next page. But that was all of my notes, except I do have a spoiler at the bottom, which I'm not going to read to you because I don't want to ruin the book for anybody that wants to get it. But I thought I would go ahead and read you the things that I have tabbed. Now, annotating books is a personal experience. There are people that annotate the characters, things they don't understand. I tend to tab things that resonate with me, that make me think. So I literally tabbed the first sentence of the book, the first sentence. And it says, if all we need is love, why do we always want more? Absolutely. We are a society of never being satisfied, always wanting more. And how I annotate, I have tabs and I use this pink gel pen to underline. I don't highlight. Now, I know there are people that think it's a travesty to write in books. I do not. Okay, so maybe I won't go through all of these. I tabbed a whole lot of things, but I did want to read you some. Okay, here's another one that I tabbed. I think doing the right thing isn't always the right thing to do. Again, moral dilemma, right? Do you agree with that? Doing the right thing isn't always the right thing to do. That really stuck in my mind. Okay, here's another one. Grief is a patient thief and steals far more than people who have never known it realize. And that made me think of my mom because of losing my grandparents, and she is still grieving. I mean, many people I know are still grieving the loss of a loved one. And yes, it is definitely a thief for sure. Okay, did I tab? Oh, I tabbed something else. Okay, this was one of my favorite annotations. Success is often the result of a series of failures. Try to remember that. You never learn anything from success, but failure can teach you everything about a person, especially yourself. You know, I've been on this planet for 50 years and I have made many, many mistakes. But you also never succeed if you don't try anything, right? Okay, maybe I should not. I'm not going to go through all of these. But the mark of a good book, also for me. How much have I annotated and tabbed? I tabbed quite a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 20 tabs I have in here. Whoops, I hit myself in the face. 20 tabs. Yeah. I would classify this as a domestic suspense thriller. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars. 5 stars all the way around. Did you read this? Are you a Book of the Month member? If you are not and you would like to join, I will put the link to Book of the Month down below. And just for full disclosure, if you sign up under my link, I get a free month. Yes, so I will get a free book if you sign up under my link. So let me know, have you read any other Alice Feeney books? Did you like them? Do you like her as a writer? This one was fantastic. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.